G'day trackers, welcome back to another product review. So, Ash, you should bloody get this one right this week. What are we looking at?
Are we starting a new cooking show?
So we're doing the double burner by Westinghouse, the Induction Cooktop. So funny, if anybody that's been following the channel would know, well, this in yarns, that I was against Induction Cooktop. Now what's this?
He's gone to the dark side.
So I'll chuck an overlay up for you now, guys, why we got it. There's basically, on most Caravans, I'm pretty sure a majority of them have this, the little drop-down picnic table. And then above that, they have the 240 power point, your TV outlet normally, and a cigarette socket as well. So I just looked at that table and went, man, that's a perfect place for having a cooker. And we looked at using our fry knife, which sits in the camp kitchen. But our gas bayonet's all the way at the front of the van, so no good. I just went, oh, I can't bother running a gas hose, disconnecting, reconnecting, and I went, stuff it, let's go buy induction. So we'll run this whenever we're sort of hooked into 240 power. We do have 400 amps in the van now, so we can also run it so long as there's definitely going to be sun the next day. If there's not going to be sun, then sort of you'd question whether or not to use it, and you'd just go inside and use the gas. But let's get into the actual review, Ash. What are we going to be doing?
The good, the bad, and Dylan's thoughts.
What about the tech specs?
Oh, and the tech specs.
So
The
quick
boring
tech specs.
part.
The boring, yeah, but I do them quick now, don't I? So we'll get into the tech specs first.
Rapid fire, go.
Rapid fire, let's get into it. Into the tech specs. Man, this table's huge, Ash. What, do you think I'm like 60 already or something?
Well, you are getting old.
I'm still like 35. Come on, man, I don't need writing that big.
I saw a few grey hairs the other night.
So let's get into it. First off, the price. So $229, what, that was the cheapest you could find it?
Yep, Harvey Norman and Snowy's.
Yeah, and Harvey Norman's actually, surprisingly, they're always normally the cheapest on this bad boy. That's where we got it from, Harvey Norman. Unfortunately, no discount code for you guys. Next week, hopefully I'll be back with another product review with a discount code, but this week you'll have to pay full price. So yeah, we got ours from Harvey Norman, $229. You can check online if they're in stock. The weight of it weighs 6.5 kilos, so bugger all. Dimensions, 60 by 36 by 40 centimeters, so it is like, 4 centimeters. So yeah, the height is nothing. It is so paper thin, which is crazy. The temperatures, so I added these in for you. So you've got, I'll chuck up on the screen the difference in amps as well. So you'll know these in amps, but they're obviously done in watts because it's 240. So you got on the burner 1, temperature of 60 degrees, 80 degrees, 100 degrees, 120 degrees, 140 degrees, 160 degrees, 180, 200, 220, 240. So it's going up in what, 20 degrees increments?
Correct.
And then your power usages, you've got either
One that goes to 1,000.
I see plate 1. So you've got 200 watts, 400 watts, 600 watts, 800 watts, 1000 watts, 1200 watts, and 1400 watts. Then the smaller burner is basically all the same temperatures, just the wattage can't go as high. You max out at 1000 watts, which you can see.
It says right here.
Yeah, 1000 watts versus 4. So you got to remember, if you're running it off an inverter, you don't need a 2500 watt inverter because you'll never use it at full power. Normally you sit this around sort of the 800 watt mark, maybe 800 to 1000, somewhere around there. So you'll be using between, I think that's like somewhere between 60 and 100 amps. I'll put it up on the screen. So yeah, they do draw a bit of power, but as long as you've got that in the batteries, no problem. Last thing I'm going to give you is the warranty, 12 months, which is pretty rubbish, but it's a pretty cheap product. So 12 months for something that costs $229, not bad, I guess. Let's get into the good.
The good.
The good first. Okay, good things has to be the size. As I said, it is so skinny, so trying to find somewhere to store this is really easy. The width and the length is also, for a double burner stove, it's pretty remarkable in size. I would say the speed that it heats up is really good as well, much faster than sort of standard electric stove, and probably even faster than gas, I reckon, as well, for it to heat up. And it gives you a really even heating surface because this whole thing is obviously equally hot. So yeah, as far as your pan, it stays nice and hot everywhere. What else is good about it, Ash?
Ease of cleaning.
Yeah, the cleaning. Oh, how did I forget that? Literally, you can spill shit all over it, but because it's like, I'm pretty sure it's a glass top, You just wipe it over with a cloth and done. Nothing sticks to it. So yeah, the cleaning's super simple. I would say your temperatures are really handy that you've got so much different play there. I'm not sure if all of the inductions do your power or temperature option, so that's also convenient, that you can sort of dial it into the correct temperature that you want. Lots of safety features, so if you take the pan off, basically it disengages as well, so kids can't burn themselves. Which is funny that the inductions all do that, considering gas doesn't. Is it because kids see the fire and don't touch it? This they may touch.
Well, I think so. Or like even adults, that it's harder to recognise if it's on or not.
But it goes red.
Yeah, well, some people aren't that observant.
You mean idiots who deserve to get burnt?
Oh my gosh, move on.
So anyway, yeah, whole bunch of safety features. But yeah, I have to say, yeah, the size is the biggest thing and the cleaning is the next biggest.
It's got an inbuilt timer as well. Have you used that feature yet, Dylan?
No.
Do you know anything about that feature?
No.
180 minutes, inbuilt timer up to.
Oh, sweet.
There you go. So
Well, I'll be in
you
the
could have
bad.
used that last night when
No,
you
in the
almost
bad.
burnt
Hold
your
on.
dinner.
In the bad, we'll go into why you will never, ever, ever use that function.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into the bad.
No! God, please, no! No!
Okay, into the bad. As always, I give you the good and the bad on everything, so that way you can see that I'm not biased. It doesn't matter if I get sponsored products or not. So, obviously, the first bad thing is you're going to have special pots for it. Majority of pots you buy these days are induction ready, so they have to have that metal sort of ring on the bottom. All of our pans, woks all have it. Unfortunately, none of our pots do they, Ash? So we're inside on the gas on our pots until we get some new induction ones. The other bad thing I'm going to say is the way that induction works, it basically radiates heat straight through the pan, and doesn't matter if you have water in here. So last night I made a stir fry and I was reducing down the stir fry. I added a whole bunch of water so that way all the noodles and the veggies and all the meat actually absorb the flavour. But even with the moisture in there, stuff still sticks to it if you don't stir it. So the timer you'll never use because you can't walk away from it. You have to keep stirring. So if you're a social sort of cooker that likes to sit down and have a beer and leave something to sit there and sizzle, yeah, it's going to burn to the bottom of the pan. If it's a steak, no problem. But yeah, stuff that needs to be stirred, you have to be stirring it constantly to stop it. And that's even at low temperature, it still sticks to the bottom of the pan. As you can see, non-stick pans still stick to that as well. Other than that, is there anything else bad? I would love for it to have come with a carry bag. Being that it's glass and it's a portable induction cooktop, a carry bag would be pretty good. So I have looked online at what you can sort of get. There's a fair few people out there now doing induction carry bags and different sort of carry bags for your gas stoves and stuff like that. So you can pick one up, no problem, which we'll have to do. But yeah, other than that, what, 3 bad things?
Only the plates get hot, none of the other parts of the glass when you use it.
Yep, yeah, none of the rest of the glass gets hot, just literally that ring.
Cord length.
Nah, that's fine, because you'd run an extension cord. Stop trying to find things wrong with it, man. It's not a bad unit.
Thinking.
On to wrap up and thoughts.
Here we go.
I am thinking here.
Okay, wrap up and thoughts. Would I buy one again? So I guess the big thing, probably minimum 400 amp hours of battery you need to have. If you had bigger, it would be better. Because what I'm basically saying is allow if you're cooking on one of these, you're probably going to blow through, I'd say somewhere between 30 to 50 amps, depending how long you're cooking. I'm sort of sitting there going, you're probably going to cook for about up to 30 minutes on it. So yeah, probably between 30 and 50 amps of your battery bank you're going to burn. As I said, if there's sun the next day, no problem. Your solar will put it straight back in. It's if you're sitting there on a week of rain, you're going to want to have a backup. So if you got one of these, definitely get a tiny little portable gas stove that you can then, with just a butane bottle, that you can use if you get a week of rain. Other than that, yeah, I actually think they're really good units. And for that space that I told you, phenomenal. Phenomenal unit to put on that little picnic table. Just works perfectly. It's not big, cumbersome, ugly. Doesn't stand out. We leave it permanently sitting there. And yeah, the wind, that's one thing I didn't talk about. The wind not blowing out is a huge thing that everybody talks about. It doesn't matter how windy it is, the heat will still transfer through to your cooking. So yeah, I would say for the right environment, it works. For What about in a canopy, Ash? Canopy of a ute?
Could still work if you had like a slide out kitchen
Yep.
setup.
Well, you can still put it on a table. Again, you'd want your battery bank to be pretty big. Your limiting factor with your canopy is going to be your amount of solar. So if you've got a fair few solar panels so you can top back up throughout the day. And then I would also say it depends how much cooking you do. If you're a bacon and eggs in the morning as well, plus you cook something for lunch on your cooking, if you're going to use this 3 times a day, I'd go gas. That's just my personal opinion. You're going to chew through the gas, so you're going to need a big gas bottle. But yeah, if you're just somebody like Ash and I we just cook at dinner, don't we? Everything else is
Pretty much.
yeah, not hot stuff. So for us, an easy yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want anything, I've got discount codes that'll appear up here where you can go get some cool camping stuff and save some money. As always, what do they got to do, Ash?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Shit, you got that in the right order. Killing it today.
Getting it done.
And follow me on Instagram as well if you want to see any cool stories from our, I don't know, travels, life, what we sort of get up to. It's been a weird week this week, only 1 video. Been doing 2 for the last couple of months.
It's been nice.
So I'll get this edited up for you guys and up tonight, and then we'll see what next week brings. Hopefully I can get 2 done for you. And I'll try and bring a discount code for you next week. See ya.